Welcome back. The Trump administration has more than doubled its military response to the LA riots, ordering 700 Marines and a further 2,000 National Guard officers into the city overnight amid ongoing anti-deportation protests.
The president has taken to social media in defence of his decision, saying Los Angeles would be burning to the ground right now if he didn't send in the troops.
For more, we're joined by Mike Zarelli, a retired US Navy SEAL officer and former recon Marine. What do you think of Donald Trump's actions?
I would say he doesn't have to defend it. What we have is a serious breakdown in public order and a serious failure in leadership of not only the California governor, Gavin Newsom, as well as Karen Bass, the Los Angeles mayor. But we're at a point where he had to deploy both the National Guard and the Marine Corps to get the chaos under order and save the city.
How significant is this, the fact that we spoke to LAPD yesterday? They said that operationally they can cover this. They can do the job required of them to make sure that there is law and order in LA at the moment. The National Guard goes in, now the Marines. I mean, this must be a significant situation.
It is. And God bless, as we say, we back the blue, our law enforcement. LAPD is more than capable, as well as the other civilian agencies that control that area. This is more of a psychological shift by sending in the National Guard and the Marine Corps, who work under different mandates. Now, LAPD handles the day-to-day civil engagement, the investigations, the arrests. What the National Guard and the Marine Corps does is they support with crowd control, also infrastructure protection, as well as logistics. But the Marines in particular, our finest fighting force, which is a disciplined, uniformed service, really sends a psychological message to the rioters that this is not okay and this is stopping now.
Because it hasn't happened, I think, more than half a dozen times in US history where the Marines have been brought into local soil in something like this, does that send a different message across America, and could it fan the flames in other cities?
I don't think it'll fan the flames, but actually, if I'm correct in my history, the last time the Marine Corps was deployed was to LA during the 1992 riots, the Rodney King riots. So, what we are now in the nation is at a hyper state of vigilance, especially with our large municipalities, our large cities, is that they're keeping an eye on for an uprising of any like protests. And they'll be ready to respond quickly to tamp them down so that civil order is maintained. Because we can ill afford as the United States to have another BLM type riots going on across the nation, which resulted in loss of life as well as $1 billion in damages.
Yeah, we're just looking at live shots of Donald Trump speaking at Fort Bragg at the moment. He's addressing troops there as well. Mike, we really appreciate your insight, and I've got to be honest with you, it's the first time I've spoken to a retired US Navy SEAL. I feel honoured. Thank you, mate. Appreciate your time.